in the last semester, I learned about cross-cultural communication. So the question is, what will we learn about cross-cultural communication? We will learn about how people all around the world communicate together. And this course, we will focus on American, how they communicate with each other and their style when they're communicating. And of course, we will talk about the difference between American and other countries all around the world. Now let's see. First, we will in this course, there are 3 chapters. Chapter 1, we learn about how people address. Chapter 2, how people compliment, how people give compliment and show appreciation. And the last one, chapter 3, we will learn about how to express our emotions. As you know, in Vietnam, we have this culture, but in another country, it is unacceptable like that. So we will learn and we will deal with this. We will learn some ways to deal with the problem when there are 2 people come from other countries communicate together, and if there's some misunderstanding, so what will we do? In this course, we will learn about it. Okay. First one, communicating. Now let's see. For example, we have some ways to address people in the US, like with a woman. If she are in marriage. First one, with a woman, we have 3 types of ways to address them, to address her. If she married, we could use Mrs. Mrs. is only for the woman who married. Okay. Next one is Miss. Usually used for the woman who unmarried. Unmarried. Remember everyone? Unmarried. And the last one is Miss used for the woman who married or unmarried. It means we can use it for every woman. Yeah, it's very easy, right? And in some cases, the woman who married usually prefer to call them Miss instead of Mrs. Next one, with man, they could use Mr. and only Mr. Okay, when you call a medical doctor, we use doctor, Dr. But when we use also use doctor or a scientist or a researcher. We will use doctor. Okay, next one. There's one thing that students in Vietnam have to pay attention, because in Vietnam we always call our teacher is teacher. But in American, teacher as a form of address is only used by children. So if we are students in college or university, we could use their name. You could use your teacher's name. For example, if she a woman, we can call her Miss and their name. For example, Miss Thư, Miss Trang, Miss Anh. It's okay. And if this is a man, if your teacher is a man, you can call him Mr. For example, Mr. Phước, Mr. Hùng, whatever. We could use Mr. and Miss instead of saying teacher. Yes. Okay, and I have a situation for you. You will. What would you do if you met a woman and you didn't know if she should be called Mrs., Miss, or Ms.? A. You could use Miss. Yes, of course, because Miss is used for both married or unmarried woman, right? So we can use Miss. B. If you could try not to use her name. Yes. If you could try not to use her name. Okay, you may not use her name. Instead of saying Miss or only Miss, you can use Miss. I have a question like that. It's okay. C. You could check the woman's left hand to see if she's married. Now everyone, not all of women wear rings when they married. They might hide it and they may not wear it. Okay, so this is not a good way to figure out the way to address a woman. Okay, so we don't choose this solution. Okay, we shouldn't do it. Yes. Yeah, see you next time. Okay, and the next situation about what would you do if someone told you to use his or her first name, but you felt uncomfortable doing this? A. You could continue to use the person's last name without explaining why you are doing this. In this case, I would say no, because if we insist to call their last name without explaining, then this thing will make the person she or he misunderstanding, They will ask why don't you why don't you call my first name instead of my last name, and without explanation, and they will have a misunderstanding about this. In this case, I think you have to explain why you are doing this. For example, in your country, you have a culture to call someone last name, not first name, like this, so the other can understand you. In this case, you have to explain. B. You try to use the person's first name, even though you are uncomfortable doing this. I would say yes, because I think this is a good way for you to adapt another culture, right? You have to get used to it, okay? I think that's a good way to immerse you in another culture. Okay. Even at the first time you feel uncomfortable, but time has passed. You will get used to it. Okay. Next one, C. You could ask the person, is it okay if I use your last name? Then you could explain that you are not used to using people's first names. Yes, I think this is a good idea. Why? Because we asking the person, it means we show our respect to the other. The next one, we explain why we're not used to, and then we explain because we are not used to using people's first names. Yes, I think this method is a good idea to deal with this problem. In this case, we have to ask the person and explain why you do that. Okay, yeah. Let's read some cross-cultural notes. In Japan, co-workers or classmates do not usually call each other by their first names. In Japan, co-worker or classmates do not usually call each other by their first name. They don't use first name. They use last name. They use the last name followed by the title san. In Japan, they don't use first name. They use last name or surname to call someone. Okay. But in Vietnam, we tend to call someone's first name. For example, my first name is Trang, so they usually call me Trang instead of call me Nguyễn. Okay, Nguyễn is my last name. But in Vietnam, Vietnamese don't call our last name because many people have the same last name. Therefore, it is this is not easy to figure out whose last name is. Okay, and we refer to call our first name. Yes, there is some difference between Vietnam and Japan, right? In North Africa, men often call each other Mr. What? Men often call each other Mr. with the first name. And sometimes when Americans are in North Africa, they are addressed in this way. For example, Mr. Michael. In North Africa, men often call each other Mr. with the first name. And sometimes when Americans are in North Africa, they are addressed in this way. For example, Mr. Michael. U.S. cultural note. Often people call each other by their first names, where in other countries, people use last names. For example, many employees call their bosses, supervisors, or managers by their first names. This is not considered rude. Many bosses prefer this. And even though they are in a higher position than the employees, bosses sometimes want to be treated as equals. Often people call each other by their first names, where in other countries people use their last names. Wait a minute. In American, people usually call their first name instead of their last name to show the equal. In some formal case, they use their last name. But in normal life, Americans use first name to address each other or call each other. People often call each other by their first names, whereas in other countries, people use last names. For example, many employees call their bosses, supervisors, or managers by their first names. This is not considered rude. Many bosses prefer this, even though they are in a higher position than the employees. Bosses sometimes want to be treated as equals. So in America, people refer to their first name instead of their last name to show they're equal. And see you next time. This is chapter 1. We have learned about how to address someone.